you guys so much for joining us again. We are the Melanin&Mimosas podcast. I'm your girl Mali, sitting here with my girls. You know, getting a little girl talking today. We got a good topic for you ladies today. All right, but first, let me go ahead and introduce my lovely guest.
Hey, I'm not again. These are our lovely co-hosts.
Let me introduce our co-host for today. So starting to my left.
I'm Nelly. Thank you for watching our podcast today.
Hello, I'm Paris. I'm new to the couch. Thank you for watching today. Some people call me Peasy. I mean, whichever one y'all comfortable with.
Hey y'all, I'm Ashley. I'm also new to the couch. I'm just happy to be here, y'all.
We happy to have you here.
That's my cousin.
It's my cousin.
We all cousins.
We family
Hey
here.
everyone,
Yes.
I'm Brooke. I'm new to the couch as well. I guess I'm considered as the guest.
You want to
You another girl.
Can't go in the refrigerator.
Look, I know what a refrigerator is at now, so now I'm not going to go right to that refrigerator. Wash your cash.
Once you get something out of there.
Once you had crabs here, you already know.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
Look, just let me know when I need to bring
I'm like,
some crabs.
speaking of, yes,
Okay.
definitely need to go ahead and schedule that. But anyway, y'all, we are going to have a great topic today, like I discussed earlier. It is Black women in luxury, you know, that soft life, that materialistic life, if you will.
Girl.
You know, yes, material girl. Anyway, but yes, so before we get started, we are going to do a couple of teasers, you know, to break the ice a little bit. But Nelly, let's go ahead. Let's start.
All right, so we have the Girls' Night edition of Black Card Revoke. And we picked some of our favorite questions out of the deck. We have not quite decided if we wanted to. Did we decide if we want to do the multiple choice or we just want to answer the question?
Well, we're going to answer the question, but I think Mal had a special card.
I just want to do multiple choice on my
Yeah,
card.
Okay, perfect,
Yes.
perfect. All right, so since our first episode is since this episode is Black Girl Luxury, I got a question, okay? You know when your best friend is ratchet, when? Should I do the multiple choice to help y'all out? Or should we just go for it?
Well, let's hear it. I'm waiting.
Why you trying to go for it? Best friend?
No, I'm saying.
Oh, you trying to go for the ratchet?
Y'all best friends on the couch.
Wow. I don't think I want to bring that to the couch.
Let us be
You
heard.
know, they're ratchet when you can't take them everywhere.
Okay.
I'm going to say that.
That's a good one.
I've been going everywhere.
So we're not talking about you.
Look, not you, best friend.
No, like.
We talking about the other ones.
Yes.
Skip me, Ashley.
Ooh. I have some ratchet moments myself.
Okay.
So, you know when that ratchet went after the club. I guess this is an experience I had more so. One of my girlfriends was twerking on top of my car. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on?
It didn't give ratchet to me.
It doesn't.
give them.
I had a good time. I'm not ready.
But her nigga was in the house. Her nigga was in the house. So, she's her husband now. Lord.
Oh well, at this time.
Well, look,
For the night.
he
For
thinks
the
she was
night. For the
ratchet.
night.
But that's my
Take them
dog.
everywhere.
Listen, for the night. She was
my
fucking
God.
nigga free for the night.
Yeah, she
Okay.
was. She was.
On the
Alright.
way home to her nigga.
I'm sorry. I'm the ratchet friend, y'all. I know how to turn it off, though. You know, but I'm the ratchet friend. So, I don't know. I don't really have much of cut cards.
I'm about to
Go ahead.
I don't know how to explain that.
There's no explanation for how ratchet you can
Alright.
get.
It depends on the setting of the time and the place. You never know. It can give ratchet some days and others it can give classy.
Okay.
So,
What were the choices?
She's always the first in a fight. She curses a lot. She wears no shoes outside.
We'll play that.
We don't do that. I don't care how bad your feet hurt. Take another shot. She keeps alcohol in her purse.
Who don't do that?
Who don't do that?
I'm gonna say you stay with a drink.
I don't do that.
Stay with a drink.
You don't keep like
You stay with a drink.
I have a hairbrush.
I've drank.
That is a
I've
flask,
brought
okay?
liquor into work. I've
Stop
had my
it.
little work cup. Because some days it's hard and you need a drink dealing with
That's what I'm saying.
your coworkers.
Listen, something. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I'm supposed to say this on camera, but we have a code.
Stop. It's hard.
We have a code where I work, and we all know what it means when it's apple juice time.
Okay.
Okay.
But anyway,
I
like
like
I said,
that
I have a hairbrush. That's a flask.
Okay.
All right.
That's dope.
So yeah, that's not ratchet, okay?
No.
I just wanted to
That's
set the
being
record
prepared.
She
straight.
wanted to second the record
She's
straight.
prepared for any
Okay,
situation. I ain't
I
mad
like
at
that.
it, sis.
I'm prepared to calm down whenever necessary.
We'll turn up.
Yeah, so we just gonna go with C. She wears no shoes outside.
Yeah.
Because the other ones are very much acceptable, ladies, okay?
Wow.
Not acceptable.
Yes, it is, because I'm always prepared
That
to
was
fight.
not acceptable.
Yeah, I am too.
Well, you should be.
Don't play with mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
I'm always prepared to
Nobody.
fight. I'm sorry.
Don't let the cuteness fool you.
Okay. Okay. All right, who want to go next?
Are we going this way?
We can. We can go order. Don't
Oh,
mind.
and
So I just
I'm a
put the
sailor
card
too,
right.
guys, so I should add
I
that.
cuss like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey! I do not care.
We actually have a square cup at the office for me because I curse that much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
At work?
Yeah, because I will curse anybody
Turn off at
out.
the office.
No.
No fucks.
Yeah, that's when I really turned it off. It
Yeah.
gave her.
I don't know how
Well,
to-
I work from home.
Well, that's because y'all, the kind of work that y'all do and the people y'all be around with y'all clearances and stuff, y'all gotta have a switch.
Yeah.
See, now I work at now,
Yeah.
everybody's a motherfucker.
No, best believe when I hang up, goddamn motherfucker.
Oh, yes.
And
Oh,
all
yes.
full goddamn day.
You know, I definitely had a moment in my new job where I was like, y'all better get this bitch.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the Southeast inside.
Commercial, please.
Okay, that part. We bring the Southeast to luxury. Okay.
Ooh, I like that one, bro.
Yeah, and she do. Yeah.
And see,
All right, I'm supposed to pick a card, right?
Whichever one.
All right, I'm gonna do this one. What's one stereotypical thing about women that you think is true? Want me to read the options? Or?
Mhm.
All right, A, we're indecisive.
Mhm.
B, we're crazy.
Mhm.
C, we love Beyonce. And D, we love Starbucks.
period. All of
That's
it.
All of them. Love me some
All-
Starbucks. Love me some Beyonce. What
I
was
just
the-
don't think that black women are
I'm not gonna
crazy.
lie to you.
I think
It's
men
a-
over exaggerate that
Yeah.
that context of calling us crazy because we're not. It's just the fact of the matter that we clearly state something and we say what we mean. And when you're not listening and understanding us, it's like then you call us crazy because we lash out because you haven't
You can't drive me crazy
We're
and then
repeating
call me
ourselves
crazy.
exactly right.
That part.
You drive,
Mhm.
yes, absolutely, driving me crazy, and then want to call me crazy.
It's like, just listen.
Your mama crazy.
Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
can't say that about his mama because then that means if we really are crazy because his mama might be a black woman too.
Chanel,
That's
please.
true.
We
No.
gonna do too much shit.
No,
Okay.
I blame the mamas.
I always blame mamas. Always.
Always.
They can't raise him like that.
Okay. And then I'm quick to call her and say, your son's acting crazy. It's because you crazy. See, this is why. Click. And they know.
Did she get to call it back?
I know. She acting crazy. Acting crazy.
I'm at the point in my life where I don't know a man's mom.
Really?
Mm-mm. I'm not interested.
I ain't mad at that.
I'm not mad at that either.
I'm not mad at that.
I don't need to know your
Cause
mom.
them,
The mom.
they are the worst ones.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for the
You gotta watch
moms.
out for the moms. Moms be tripping. Did y'all see that video?
Tripping, they be with it.
Oh,
Of the lady.
Heavy with it.
with the girl that called, the little girl that called.
We're gonna get into the topic, guys, but I just had to get on this. It's tea time.
Oh, yeah.
But it was the little girl, the mom, who answered her son's phone. And the little, I think, what are they, 15, 16 or something like that. It was his little girlfriend. The mom answers the phone and really went in on the 16-year-old girl when she was like, well, who is this? She was like, well, the mom was like, well, who are you? And she was like, well, I'm such and such girlfriend. Who are you? And the mom got upset and went in on the girl.
I know, she just childish.
She
Yeah,
childish. I think that's a lie. She's a little girl, so and plus at that age, we all have a little attitude, and you know, she didn't know. You could have said, "I'm his mother,"
and she would have calmed down.
Yeah, she would have been like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She
The
probably would have
girlfriend
apologized.
didn't go on the mom. The mom went in on her.
Right.
She was like, I'm the woman in
I'm
his
the-
life.
Now that's
she's
what I don't
she's
like.
dating her son.
That part.
So
I don't like
it was
moms
really
who do
weird.
that.
First
Yes.
of all,
Back
if my
up.
daughter call your son phone and you think that you're going to take the octave in your throat chakra and raise it,
We got grown.
I'm going to call you.
Right.
At that
Yeah.
point,
I'm
yeah.
calling you.
And addressing you.
Because you're grown.
Absolutely.
And you, first of all, you're not going to talk to my daughter like that.
Right.
Secondly, I think that I just feel like if the girl, I shouldn't call her a little girl, but I feel like if the girl said, I'm such and such, I'm his girlfriend, I don't think that she was being rude or disrespectful. I think
Yeah.
she answered the question
Right.
and she said who she was and what was going on. Honestly, if it was my son, I would feel good about that. Like I would feel good.
No, really, yeah.
How old is
How old
he?
was
16.
Yeah.
16.
Oh, yeah.
We're
That's not my answer.
Yeah.
I got 2 boys.
I ain't gonna
I still want to answer. I ain't going to answer that crazy.
It depends on who it is. If I like the little girl, me and the little girl has a relationship, then I'll be like, hey girl,
Right,
me and the child, we gonna call you back, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But not to be
I'm going to answer the phone for
Upset.
somebody else.
Yeah.
oh, see, you one of them.
Yeah.
Lord have
The thing
mercy.
is, like, you
Take it
15,
back.
16 years old, you might be doing something. So I'm just going to answer the phone so I can feel the vibes.
That was
Now I'll go through a phone.
No, the mom
Right,
was not
answer
feeling the
phone.
vibes. The mom was being an asshole. Hello, what's the little girl said she's a girlfriend? Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. He is doing such and such. I'm going to tell him to call you back. Bye.
Exactly.
But I need to know because I don't need, what's the name from around the corner who be doing what he do to be calling your phone. And I don't know nothing about it.
Okay. Like I said, I'll go through phones. I'm not gonna answer the phones.
That's the same thing to me.
I've gone through
I don't
phones.
care.
I go through phones.
My niece, my niece
Now my child's
If
phone.
a child's phone.
My child's phone, I will go
Oh,
through.
yeah, I'll go
Not
through my
my
child's
nigga,
phone.
nothing like that.
Not a
But
guy's phone.
my child, yes.
My nieces, I go through their phone, their Instagram, their DMs, all that.
Yeah, I think as you should.
Yeah, because you need to
It's
start
good
with
to
your
know.
phone.
But not a guy.
Absolutely.
But not a guy. Yeah,
Not a guy.
If I had a nephew, I would do the same thing. I'm going through the phone.
No, it's about a relationship.
Oh.
Like dating. Yeah. No. I don't touch shit. I don't go through shit.
Yeah.
I'm just
I'm not in the business
It's
of
when it
hurting
comes
my
to
own
the light.
feelings.
That part.
That's
It's no
good.
good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm not about to hurt myself.
Yeah,
Let me enjoy it while
Okay.
Let me do what I can out of this. Let me do what I
Let me
can.
enjoy this wave.
Because a lot of times it can be something that's innocent or something that it can get misconstrued just because of
Just because
us.
you're
And our thought process already is we're looking for something anyways.
Yeah.
So we're already going to find the negative anyways in it. So.
Because that was a long 15 minutes.
All right. So, I'm going to go. And I like this question because I like older men. All right.
Lord,
So,
she knows the old man.
which wealthy older man would you consider being a side chick for and potentially break up his marriage? And I'm going to read these options because they're hilarious. All right. A, Steve Harvey. B, Magic Johnson. C, Samuel L. Jackson. Or D, Barack Obama.
None. Because I would never play.
I was hoping for Diddy.
Because Diddy seems like a freak
She's
show.
giving us what I will be
Because
giving.
he's
I don't know what you're
hilarious.
talking about.
Oh my God. But yes, Diddy absolutely.
I mean, if it was
Yeah.
Diddy, it would have to be post Kim Porter.
Okay.
It would never be
Okay,
getting in the way of Kim and her best life. I have a special love for Kim, and I've always loved her. So it's just never getting in the way of that. But the rest of you bitches,
beware.
Okay. Else outside of Diddy, though, would
Young Miami already ran her sucker.
I know. I'm jealous.
I'm very
Hey,
jealous.
Diddy.
I think everybody is jealous.
Look, Diddy, Daddy, whatever
In
you want to be
Miami.
called. Sean John.
You're in Miami.
But I thought that was fun. If Barack wasn't married to Michelle, Barack, I get you up.
Brock looks like he got some flavor. He does.
He
seem like
definitely has some flavor, but I'm
to him.
definitely not playing with.
That's what I said. If
But he doesn't
wasn't,
turn me on.
if he wasn't, none of these answers turn me on. Steve Harvey, I can't give it a lip, so I'm
Actually,
say.
after watching, if Michael, not say Mike, I was about to say Michael Jackson, Lord Jesus.
Michael B. Jordan is back single lady.
I
Woo!
know.
Thank God.
And
Bye, Lori.
everybody needs to calm down.
Bye,
He's
Lori.
back. Calm down, ladies.
We're excited for this.
Wait, because
I'm
I
excited.
excited.
I did like them together. No, I thought they were very.
Why did they break up though? I'm lost.
It was very weird.
I feel like
Somebody kept saying contracts up.
honestly
That was
enough,
a long
think about
contract
it.
for her.
Think about it. It's really, that was a long. But did you see how many deals and things she's had so thus far? She started her own, I think, skincare line
She's
right now.
line.
Yeah, and everything. She's like definitely up there. But the thing about it is, she's 25. Michael B. Jordan is 35. What at 25? What were we thinking about? Were you thinking about getting married and
I don't
settling?
even think about money at that point.
Okay.
It's having fun.
I was riding around
That's
getting
what I'm
married.
I'm so
I'm
upset.
so upset because these young girls got it going on. Okay?
Yes.
They ain't doing it.
I
I feel
feel
like
like
if you want to leave me for a young bitch, I understand.
I understand too. I'm low key. I'm like, damn. If you want, I can suck
That's
dick.
why I like older men.
Really good.
I appreciate
Well,
Oh my goodness. Shit.
Alright, we got one last question.
Okay. My question is, what lie do you often tell to yourself?
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Do y'all want the?
Yeah, I
Let's
want to
see what
hear
the options
the.
are.
Okay. A, my job isn't that bad. B, I'm not lonely. C, I'll start working out this weekend. Or D, his sex will eventually get better.
See, because ain't nobody says getting better.
I'm sorry.
No,
I ain't never told myself that the sex was gonna get better. When it's bad,
It's
I
bad.
just-
I'm gone. You got it's first impressions for
Oh
me.
my God,
never
it
happened
is
if the
first
dick
impressions.
wasn't snapping.
Yeah, if the dick wasn't dicking, then
If the
no.
dick wasn't dicking.
Yeah.
The dick
no.
is not
Ooh.
dicking.
No,
think it's just
I love
some-
sex too much for us to be in a situation. I can't even date you because then I know for a fact that I'm not going to be loyal. Sex is important to me,
Right.
so you have to be able to please me in order for me. That's so I feel like you get attracted. That entices and enhances your attraction to that
I
person
agree.
when the sex is
It
great and you
does.
guys are connected on that level. That's a
Absolutely.
very personal level to be connected on. So if the sex
But I don't
is
feel
not
like it's the
good,
most important thing.
no, it's not.
It's one of them.
But
It's up there. It's top three.
I only say that because we're gonna get old.
That's true.
And you know,
I have a
It might not work the same, but we're gonna figure out a way that it works.
going to work.
Okay?
It's gonna work for us.
It's
Right.
I mean, yeah,
We're gonna
but I
figure out a
just
way
don't
for
feel like
that.
it's major.
Look, I have a
Yes, it is.
66-year-old
That is
co-worker,
that is-
and her
that
and
is
her husband still
A
get
deal
married.
breaker.
Yes, but
They still, she talks about sex more than I talk about
I'm
sex.
crying.
Because I feel like the older we get, I get hornier.
Yeah,
It's
they
better.
say starting in your 30s, you do get.
And then the guys be like, oh no, like, boy, if you don't.
Come over here and
I'm right.
knock these
I don't know.
walls
It's a
loose,
mystical thing.
please.
Yeah. It's
I
like
hear-
baby runner.
I hear a lot of that though with older women. They're like, yeah, I was dating this young dude because my old dude, my age, ain't popping like he used to. So I need a whippersnapper to put me in the shape or whatever because I'm still ready. And then you got these old men, you know, or just
I don't know. The youngest ain't really.
y'all need to take care of y'all health. Because ain't no goddamn
Stop
right.
eating fucking Cheetos and shit.
Okay.
I'm doing lean, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Lay off the drugs.
Lay off the
Lay off
drugs. A lot of these
drugs.
niggas who are on drugs, it's like, oop, pop, they come so damn fast. I'm like, oh, hey, are you?
Yeah, and they also need the drugs too.
Yeah, they do.
They need it. They be like, let me get the jamming real quick.
Yeah.
Oh no.
How old?
I know.
What the hell?
No, not the jamming. Don't jam with me, baby.
Me too. Here you go.
How long is it supposed to last? That's my thing.
Yeah.
What kind of? You know, people who take Viagra. I always want to know, like, how long that lasts?
Right.
Because I got a good 45 minutes and I'm good. You want to be home about 24 hours? Sir, what are you doing with that dick?
You're supposed to call the doctor after 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It ain't supposed to work like
I
that.
did not know. Okay.
We needed that information.
How does that work? Not 45 minutes. You could. I mean, yeah, but I mean, if I'm getting banged up, you know what I'm saying? After a while, my little ass get tired. I'm gonna need a refresher. We gonna come back to it. But you still on hard. How long that gonna last until, like, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't sure. I just need to know. That's all. I just need to know. Look, did we finish your questions? You did yours?
No, I did not. But all right, and I
We
think.
can do a lot of editing.
Oh goodness.
That's fine. It's gonna be.
Well, this one, this is about sex. Oddly enough, it says who has the best sex. And I'm gonna just do the multiple choice, but then we can kind of touch on everything else. So it says athletes, music artists, nerds, or whores.
It's always the music.
Whores,
Music
nerds, and the music artists.
Yes.
Honestly, speaking from experience.
The music artist.
I've
You
never
know
had
what?
I've had athletes.
I've had some
had
bad
athletes
athletic
before.
sex.
Yeah, cause they so it's like aggressive. Everything's
know
so,
if it's the
I don't know what it is. I've had football,
But
and
that's not
I've had
It's
NFL
not
and
getting
NBA,
it.
and let me tell you this: they both aggressive. And I was like, okay, you know what?
I don't like
Just
that.
it's super aggressive.
Females like that aggressiveness.
I don't
during
know,
sex. Like, boy,
If you don't kiss this,
you don't
Right,
have to-
and be sensual with it.
Okay.
And one of them was my sign. He was a Sagittarius, so I expected him to be a little bit more. I don't know. It was
Masculine
just, it
and
didn't do it for me.
aggressiveness is two different things.
Yeah.
And I just think sometimes they don't know the difference.
No.
Yeah.
They don't know the difference in a lot of things.
No.
And you know what I found?
That's true.
Niggas
Yeah.
just don't listen.
They don't.
They don't.
That's all it is. It's very simple.
They pay attention to more of their
I'm telling
video
you,
games than
I'm
anything
literally
else.
They don't
telling
want to
you.
hear that shit. You gotta put them. You gotta put in a video game. You need directions.
Yeah, because I'm like, can I just put the little quotations in
Yeah.
the video games
Just
while
quote.
you're playing? Like, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. Please do this. I'ma leave your ass. So.
Sure, it's that you like. You need to just make like because we normally do like paragraphs when you talk to them. You can't do that. You just gotta make
It's
it
gotta
real
be
plain,
straight to the
simple,
point.
and you can't say multiple questions at one time.
Mhm.
What I've learned,
You only gonna get one answer.
right?
Yes.
So what you do is you go one
One at a time.
by one.
Yeah.
We're gonna address all these separately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That
we
makes a lot
can't
of
say.
sense.
Oh no,
like,
this is what you do.
Yeah.
Is you text him like you really happy and you miss him and you want to see him, and then when he get in front of you, I got something I need to say.
And that's exactly what he gonna do. He gonna run.
Oh my God.
Damn,
You
I
just
thought I was
ruined the
coming.
moment.
I thought I was gonna come over here and chill and get some ass.
No.
You're doing the most.
But then you gotta put on something real, like that look real good, and then you gotta ask, get your shit off, sis.
I feel like they don't pay attention.
Why should they?
Especially if I got on something sexy. He ain't gonna be like, okay, turn around and ask that question. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I don't know.
Why would they? They have many options to see. They see sex symbols all the time. They see what they want consistently. And honestly, we're in pretty girl county. It's pretty girls everywhere. So it's like, do I really want to? They don't have to listen to our shit. At the end of the day, they can go to another bitch.
That ain't real quick.
And I can go to another nigga.
We don't really have too many options.
Granted,
The ratio.
the niggas in our area are pretty trash. I tried. First of all, I tried to be nice. But see, the thing is, it's so funny. Females from out of this area that don't live here, that live in other states, or even live in Virginia, they literally drop their drawers. I've seen one of my girlfriends. She lived in like Eastern Maryland on the Eastern Shores. And she would literally drop her draws to any nigga that was from here.
But you got
Why?
And
our
it's
niggas
like,
got swag.
our
Y'all
niggas do.
swag got
No, they
swag.
do have
The game is
swag.
tight.
The game is lit. And they can roll up to you off some, and you like, you know
The
what?
only thing is that we're
thought you-
hustling
you
too.
gotta say
Hustling
you
too.
that. I learned so much
Let me
from
tell you
that.
how you get the game.
I learned so much from that.
Bitch, you in the game, I'm the fucking coach. So
Right.
what's up?
We all futures.
Yeah, we are. Technically, the women
I'm coaching
are
this
very,
game.
the women from here, also us women from here, and the men from here,
Listen.
we will
It's
run
a
through
different
people.
animal.
And we
Yeah.
run through men.
We're it though, because you can say
Like
the same thing
China.
about us.
Yeah.
You can say the same thing about us.
Yeah.
When we go out of state and different things,
Oh,
guys
they
are
love
love
us.
us.
They're like,
They-
oh,
they like-
this is
We know y'all not from here. Where
yeah,
y'all from?
where y'all
Yeah.
from?
Y'all
'Cause
from
y'all
the
are-
DMV? It's
oh,
always
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, they know, they know.
Mhm.
But,
It's
but,
the
then, but
swag.
then we can't deal with our own niggas here.
Cause they trash.
Because
They are.
Both give
DC
know what
water.
Yeah, it is.
They came straight from the
Nasty.
hand of Costi.
They came straight from
They were just in that joint just smiling.
They was right down at the wharf
Yes. At the wharf.
with the bottles of trash.
Out of you. What's y'all best pickup line that y'all heard from a nigga?
Oh.
Like the smoothest
I
one.
typically
Like
don't get pickup
not
lines.
a
I get
pickup line,
ghosted.
but like the
What?
smoothest thing you heard a guy say to you. You just was like, all right, I'm about to drop these drawers right now.
Actually,
It's been a minute for that.
talk- yeah, actually, no. It was actually a nigga that. Well, yeah, he was from here, but he just basically he had one of his people come and talk to me, and like.
I don't like that.
And I was like, okay, so where is he at? So then he kind of like walked down because I had an attitude. Because I was like, well, wait a minute, if he's in VIP, he's all the way up there. Why don't he come down here and talk to me? So and I refused to see. I said, well, I went back to minding my business. So he did come down and eventually talk to me and was just like, look, I'm gonna take you somewhere tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And so I gave him my number, and lo and behold, he had flowers, everything ready for me, and he was ready. He took me out on a really great date. But I like assholes, so I like when you talk shit to me.
And that's our problem.
I
That's
do.
my problem.
I like assholes.
I do.
I want you to.
I had to admit that to myself.
Yeah, it's a problem I have. I
So
like
that was a
I,
lie you was telling yourself.
It was.
yeah. I like niggas that walk up and be like, oh, you think you cute? You ain't cute. And I be like,
Okay,
I'm
Bitch,
not gonna lie,
fuck
y'all. I
you.
really don't like stuff like that.
you don't.
No,
I
I,
love
really
it.
like the
I
guys
like
that are
the
really,
kids.
really nice and kind
I
and
do.
sweet, and I always
But most of my
end up
assholes
being
are
around
actually
meet people.
kind-hearted.
I always end up being around men who want to be an asshole, and I really don't like that kind of stuff. I really like the guys that be telling me I'm beautiful every day, all day. I really like the nice.
Good morning,
kind,
queen.
Yeah. No, don't do the queen
I'm
shit.
about to say, I got something if you want some.
No, don't like the queen.
Good morning, queen.
I don't like good morning queen. I don't like, what is it, top of the morning. Like, just say good morning.
Oh, Grand Rising.
Rain
Yeah,
rising. I don't like that.
Always be funny.
I kind of like with me if I'm talking to guys and dating them. I kind of have to bring the nigga out of them. The sweet ones, I kind of have to bring the nigga out of them because I'm kind of a little bit of a nigga in myself.
I'm the only good
I'm a
nigga in this
dickhead.
relationship.
So I kind of just ghost them a little
Alright.
bit so they can be like, man, fuck you, good morning. I'm like, oh, good morning, how you doing, boo? I don't know, I'm weird. That's me. I'm weird.
I can rock with it. I mean, if that's how you are, if that's authentic to who you are, then I can, like, you know what I'm saying, I can get with it. But my preference is to be told good morning, beautiful, and have a wonderful day, affirmations. I like tantric sex and all that kind of stuff. So
No, that's great. No, that
little
I'm
bit
really
of
into the
both.
very
Yeah.
soft things.
I like a little bit of both.
I do like a
'Cause I'm
romantic
small, I
man
get-
too. I want you to do
I
romantic.
need you to
around
be
and
extra too, extra romantic. Like every time you see me, you need to bring me
I like to
roses.
play fight.
Like I need the
I love to
extra.
play
You know
fight.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
love to play fight.
I like to play
Yeah.
fight. I like to
play
joke.
fight. What?
Yeah.
I don't associate
shit.
fighting with
I
fighting.
love talking shit. My nigga love talking shit.
Like, you
gotta
gotta
talk
be
shit.
able to joke, because I'm going to come for you.
We can tell jokes.
Yeah.
We can tell jokes, but the play fighting,
Yeah.
the play fighting, no. The jokes,
I love
yes.
Oh, I love
No,
it.
there's no boxing, fighting,
Oh,
anything like that.
wow. Girl, you
I
missing
don't-
out.
I don't associate that with playing. I look away.
Out.
Now, see, now get serious. She's there one good time. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Get the hell out. Get out because
a bullet.
Right.
Whole glass up against his head. Chanel.
She gonna use that. She gonna get one of the bottles.
Right, yeah.
That's full.
Me, Chanel.
Oh man. All right, so welcome back, and we are ready to get into. Oh, y'all cannot talk today. I've been talking all week and can't talk right today. But welcome back. We are going to get into our topic today on luxury black girl. So luxury black girl has been a trend on TikTok. It's moved over into Instagram, and I'm thinking it's moving over into the black girl's everyday life, and I'm here for it. I like it. I love to see it. How y'all feel about luxury TikTok? Luxury black girl TikTok.
Love it. I live through those girls. I feel like I live through them sometimes.
It gives me energy. I love to be influenced by other black women who are just showing on a daily basis how they can, elevate themselves, how they, present themselves in this high stature. So it really makes me feel good. It makes me go harder and work hard on a daily basis too.
Kind of like empowerment.
Yeah, definitely very empowering. So I love it.
What you think about it?
I love it. Like I said, I love looking at it. Like, I honestly go on TikTok and I'll search luxury black girl, and I'll watch every girl video. Like, ooh, y'all, I'm gonna do that. Ooh, you know what? That looks like fun. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And the thing is, what I've noticed, luxury is different for everyone. So I think that's a beautiful thing about it, because sometimes you think luxury as like materialism and things like that, and then you have other people who do this kind of like soft life, where it's not really when it's monetary, but it's doing things that you like to do for yourself. You make choices for yourself and what makes you feel good. So I love those two different ends. I love both of them. Like, I bought my first ever Gucci slides by myself. Kudos to fucking me. I was like, yes. Like, I was so excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you get bags and things like that. But my first designer shoe, I was like, yes, bitch, you deserve that. Because you can do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hard-working mom. You know what I'm saying? I deserve to have a fucking Gucci slides that these bitches can wear it too. You know what I'm saying? And then I love to do self-care. Like, I love keeping up, nails, massages, lashes, anything that makes me feel good and makes me want to, look at my mirror and be like, look in the mirror and be like, bitch, you did that. You look good. Bitch, you look good. You look good. You know what I'm saying? So I absolutely love it.
Yeah, but you can go through a day, like sometimes I'll have like a self-care weekend for myself where I literally will say, you know what, I'm going to schedule all my things this weekend, and I'm going to just, after I feel good, I look good. I always say, if you look good, you feel good. And it can be in any way, shape, or form. If you feel like getting your hair done makes you look like $100%, $1 million, your nails, your feet, or you feel like you just spending that time to just oil down your body and getting yourself together and doing a nice mask and really, a lot of self-care. I always feel that that's the greatest. Or even going to the store. Sometimes I'll find times where I'll go and just try to find little luxuries at stores or things that'll just make me happy, just to kind of bring that kind of positive notion and things in my life. So I'm so proud of us as black women just being able to elevate ourselves and do things like that for ourselves, because I feel like a lot of the time we are so concerned about everyone else and we literally sacrifice our time for everyone else, our family, our friends, men, people in our life, that we really don't have that opportunity to really devote to our own care and to really finding that luxury with being just that girl. So I feel like now women are like taking that back and that independence back and saying, no, I'm gonna be that girl regardless if I have to take my kids to school first thing in the morning, regardless if I have to do this and go to my job every day, regardless if I'm still gonna be that girl. I'm still gonna make sure I keep myself up to par and do what I need to do in my own way.
Taking your power back.
Taking your power back. And that's
stop putting it off.
Yes, it's not putting it off just to be and letting yourself go. Why let myself go? No, I'm going to be that girl every day, no matter what.
While handling responsibilities.
Because when people see that, I swear, when people see that confidence in you, it's so different. I've gone out to places and I haven't, I can say there's so many beautiful women, and I was like, I'll look for a second, like, and then I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I have that confidence. And you know what? With that confidence, and I tell people all the time, I told my girlfriend this, one of my girlfriends this the other day, I said, it's just all how you carry yourself. Your presence in itself, your confidence within yourself is what attracts people. Men see that. So you can have the biggest booty, the biggest titties, the smallest waist, the cutest smile, the prettiest eyes, the longest hair, whatever. You can have whatever. You can have all the Gucci bags, Chanel bags, whatever you feel like will make you that, or what we feel like is like the stereotype. But if you have that internal confidence, men will just stop and they'll like, oh dang, like that's the one. And they can see it. They're like, oh yeah, she the one. So.
Or they be like, run, because I can't play her.
Right.
Yeah. She the one. Oh, I can't address her. Let me not walk up to her.
Mess with her.
That's all.
So
Yeah, send me the
Not
bottle.
man enough.
Okay.
I need $1. Plus a couple of zeros added on.
Okay. That part.
I think what I wanted to say about the luxury black girl idea is that I think I get excited seeing black girls be able to identify luxury in a way that suits them. I think that people often don't include how diverse being a black girl is and how the diversity in the black girl experience. So I just enjoy seeing a girl get a new bag. Like, sis, get that bag. Like, wear that bag, sis, please. I'm a bag girl. I love bags. I enjoy luxury black girl because for me growing up, I've always been into like high fashion. I've always been into designers. And it's not just because the bag costs a lot of money, but I've always just been into like haute couture. It's just something I've always been into. It's something I inherited from my grandmother because she was really into stuff like that. She would study designers. She would study the fashion. She always knew like this is fall, whatever year, like the season. She would know all that stuff. Like she could walk into a place and see a bag and be like, oh, that's Chanel vintage 2020. That's 1997 Chanel boy bag with the calf skin. Like she could eyeball a bag and tell you what it was. She would know like the different houses and all that kind of stuff. Like she knew that stuff. So I grew up around just being knowledgeable, even if that wasn't always something that I could afford like in cash, but it was just something I always knew and something I learned about. We watched Fashion Week together. We watched the Style Network. Like it was how I bonded with my grandmother. So it was just something like seeing this generation of girls like really not like, for my grandmother it was just like something, it was knowledgeable. It was something she could see. It was something she knew, but it wasn't something she can experience. So it feels good to see a generation of women who can experience that. And like the best thing about luxury black girl is for black women, and specifically black American women, we went from being like the girls who saw that and wanted to fit in to being the it girl. And that's where the transition happened with luxury black girl for me. Like you went from wanting to fit in to being the girl that everybody wants to fit in with. Because when you like study those houses and you study design and haute couture and avant-garde and all that different type of stuff, you see these houses of Balenciaga working with these black women. You see Tom Ford designing gowns for Nicki Minaj. We've seen Little Kim like Chanel 9 boots, like the Audemars Piguet. We've seen it all like with female rappers like in entertainment industry, the city girls like Megan. Like we get to see these girls like custom down from head to toe by these houses that would never like some of our parents, grandparents, like it was one of those conversations where people be like, oh, your ancestors' wildest dreams. A lot of times, like this really ties into like systematic racism, oppression on black women and stuff like that. Because like from a political side, like we have those conversations about like being your ancestors' wildest dreams. But from like a fashion standpoint and from creativity, we really do live our ancestors' wildest dreams. Like a lot of the stuff that we see these people design, a lot of the stuff like for it. To me, it's almost weird that there is a luxury black girl thing, because a lot of the stuff that you see was always a black girl thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the getting dressed up, the appearance, the having a certain standard on how you look, like how you lay your hair, how you lay your edges, how you do your makeup. All that stuff has always been a part of who we are as black women. Like
absolutely,
it's been that way since before the slave trade. You know what I mean? So like to see us being in a place where we actually can live in that and not have to hide it. Even when you start to like luxury, for example, like when you travel, a lot of times, like I think a lot of people miss that. Like we enjoy traveling, and like even when you study luxury, like black girl on TikTok or Instagram or like in social media, you see like the girls, like they taking all these trips, they flying first class, you know what I'm saying, they in the Delta Club, all that stuff is cool, but when you actually travel and you go to the Caribbean, you go to South America, you go to the islands, study the culture, study the black people and culture, because when you go to places like Bermuda and you learn about the gumbays, like that's black girl luxury, like that's where it was derived from. Like these people could not go out into the streets and celebrate like in their own skin, so they were creating gowns and dresses and head wraps and gear, like all this different stuff that like everything that we do is a variation of that, you know what I'm saying, but they were doing all this stuff. A part of it was we have to cover up who we are, because people couldn't know that these were black people who were celebrating. They weren't allowed to, so like they would have to cover up. But the creativity, the artistic expression behind it, like the to the extent of like making it gold and custom, like you gotta bust down Audemars, like that really came from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like that really came from somewhere. Like that's really who you are and a part of your culture. And I just enjoy seeing us embrace that, because for so long it was not okay to be a black person like that. Like you walk into the Gucci store and they treat you like you don't belong here, when everything designed in here was probably stolen from our culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean by they can't take it. So like they can't take us. Like, and that's what I mean by that.
Yeah, it's not just that either. When I think about it, it's like when we talk about luxury, because it's like, oh, you know how black women now, we want bags, we want this, we want that. But I really feel it insulting that other cultures don't have to ask for that, but when we ask for that, it's an issue. It's like, why you need a bag? Is your rent paid? Why you need a bag? Like, why do I have to explain why I deserve a bag? Like, I probably when we're probably, the things we go through on a daily basis as a black female, at the bottom of the totem pole, with no one else to fall down from at all, because a man has always had a woman to fall down. He can go somewhere. Black women, we have each other and nowhere else. So it's like, why do you not feel like I'm luxury enough to just want it?
Deserve it.
Experience it.
I mean, Tracy Ellis Ross, she raised a really good point. She was just like, black women are the only group of women who always have to defend or explain why we deserve anything that's not bare minimum. And she also said, specifically with black women in America, like, people hate when I phrase this point, but I'm always going to stand on it. But like, black women are the most educated group of people in this country. We're the most employed group of people in this country. And we are the most hardworking people in this country. And people still question why we deserve luxury, or why we deserve anything. But something that that I think that stuck with me and kind of changed my, was transitional with the idea of luxury black girl, was Kerry Washington, when she said, being a black woman is luxury alone. Like, just being a black girl, like, it's a luxury, and it's an experience that nobody will understand. Like, you can't even understand it. Like, you have to be a black girl. Like, you have to be a part of this club to understand it.
You need to respect.
You don't understand. Back up. But no, like, when she said that, I was like, damn, like, it is a luxury. I mean, there's a lot that comes with being a black woman, but there's a luxury behind it. The culture, like I said, the culture that comes behind it.
The things we do, who we are.
They make it look so easy.
We
flawless.
So, our melanin in us, it just makes me so happy to be a black woman. Just us, just being who we are. We just are just naturally pleasing.
How we age gracefully.
Exactly.
That's a little bit over what Brooke and Chanel are saying. That when I'm saying they can't take us, I'm saying, like, though, the things that you guys are naming, it's jealousy. You're upset. You can't do the things that we do and still stand on 10 toes. You know what I'm saying?
Still look good.
And still look good
at the same time.
You get what I'm saying? So they can't take us. That's the problem. That's why can't you do this? Why can't why you getting a bag? You're rent paid, all of that.
It's pressure.
It's pressure.
But to piggyback off of that, what's funny is when you go to, so I'm a comment reader, y'all. But when you go online and you see stuff stuff like that, I do watch it, and sometimes I see stuff and I be like, ooh. Or like, there's this one girl on TikTok. I don't have her information to put her out there, but I follow her TikTok because she got like all these vintage Chanel bags, and I just feel like this bag is from 1996, and it just gives me life.
I get
because
it.
that bitch is rich. She's filthy fucking rich with one fucking bag. Like, y'all don't understand. Her bag could buy the block.
Yeah.
That bag, if she put that bag up, the block is hers.
Yeah.
But I watch it, but I read her comments, and the stuff that people say, it just be like, damn, like, sis always gotta defend, like, why or how, or, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I hate to see that
We
for
can't
her.
just be.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always like we're being questioned. Like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing it this
Or where
way?
do you
Why
work?
don't you do
They
this
question.
way?
Yes.
Where do you work? And then they
What did
judge
you
you
do?
by
Yeah,
what
what
you
you
say
do.
where you work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always tell people I don't work.
But that's a whole nother luxury and a problem.
That's
That's a whole nother problem.
You don't work.
You don't work.
But that's
Think how you want to think.
But that's but it's not
I'm
even
about
the
to
thing
say,
how you
you
want to
gotta
think.
get
It's just that
comfortable
black
with
women are the only group of women that when we say, "Oh, I don't work," gotta explain
It's
why
a-
the fuck I
that
don't
part.
work.
That part.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then they start looking like, you got what bag?
And you got this.
You paying for
And
your
they
own
do-
drinks?
yeah,
Or the
so
guy
how
paying
you
that part paying for your
That
drinks?
part. Or put on
Why
a
is it
man.
that when I don't work, because I don't work, haven't worked for 2 years, no guy has paid my rent or my bills.
Yeah.
I've paid them. Don't worry about it.
It's always that.
Yeah.
It's always questioned.
Yeah.
Also, you're married. Okay, he must be a doctor or something, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I'm married,
Yeah.
Or the idea that like they associate black women with black women and luxury or anything that's above bare minimum, like Tracy said, with the idea that I must be associated with anything that's not black or
That.
color. And like that's where the issues come in. People, I've had that situation a lot of times. Like people associate certain things with me not identifying with or being in a relationship, or like try to identify me with something other than even just the idea that when people ask me what am I mixed with, I'm not. I'm mixed with black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Why
black
can't
mixed
I
with
just be
black.
black?
Right.
Why you gotta ask me? Why do you have to ask me questions?
That
Right.
part.
Yeah.
Why is it a mystery?
First
Yeah,
of
because
all,
people ask me that all the time. Even though I am Cuban and black, I
Black.
always say I'm black.
You black.
Yeah.
I'm black. There is Latino in me, but I am black.
That's POC.
And that's
Yeah.
it.
You-
That's it.
Color girl.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Because Latinos are black.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's be clear.
That's what I'm saying. All of the people identify. You may not identify with being Black America, but you identify with being a person of color.
Yes.
People don't like POC, but that's a real thing. Like if you identify with being a person of color, you are a colored person.
Right.
You are of color.
Yep.
see, people
Absolutely.
have been just getting comfortable with asking questions that they just shouldn't
Yes.
ask.
Yeah.
In general,
You're right.
what are you doing? Are you taking me somewhere?
I'm
Are you
about to say,
like,
I'm
people just ask like, how much you make? Like,
Yeah.
why
Are
do you feel like you're deserving
to know
even
this
ask,
information?
to even feel like you can ask me that
Exactly.
question?
You have the
And we
audacity.
answer now.
Yeah.
We answer now. If you
Well,
notice.
I think that the idea of answering questions like that comes from a culture because black people come from a culture of people, especially Black American people. I can't say all black people or all people that identify with black, but Black American people come from a culture where of a culture and a history of people whose identities were taken away from them. So when you start talking about bringing people here and their names and all the things, their culture and everything was taken away from them, and then you go through slavery, you go through the slave trade, and then you go through slavery, and then you go through segregation and civil rights and all those things, and then we're here in 2022, and you talk about people who had to fight for basic things like a job in general. You know, like at this point, a lot of us are trying to identify with things. Like we're trying to place our identities. That's not just a conversation for luxury black girl, but that's a conversation that goes into a lot of different things. It goes into like healing. Because in your healing process, you also go through this who am I stage and then who am I phase. And like the who am I thing is a evolving thing. It
Yeah.
continues to go. So you are always trying to find things to identify with. So I think that's where that kind of is rooted from. Because for a long time, especially in Black culture, we can identify ourselves with our careers or where we graduated college and things like that. Especially like when you get into the HBCU world, like a lot of times we're like, oh, I went to this university or I went here, because those are things that help place our identity, because people, the isms, classisms, sexisms, racisms, like all those things throw you in those categories.
Yeah.
They put you in that box because of an identity thing. But that's Jim Crow. Like that's what that was designed to do. That's what systematic racism was designed to do, to put us in a place where we have to find all these other things to identify with to make us feel like we're somebody, instead of like, because you at this point you strip from your culture.
Yeah.
And then now, like, you strip from your culture, you've been abused, you've been traumatized, you've been all these things, and now you're just trying to find your identity. Like you're trying to find your place. It's like the story I read to my kids when I used to teach Pezzatino. He was a piece of a puzzle. Well, he thought he was. So he kept trying to go, like he was a small piece, and everybody around him was made up of a bunch of pieces, and he kept trying to see if he could fit into the pieces of everybody else, until he realized he was the whole piece, and there were a bunch of small pieces that made him up. So I think that that's what happens when your identity is stripped. It's the same thing that happens with people when they go to prison. They take their name away.